It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
Our first one is from Chris Clark. He says, "Hi, I'm 23 years old and I'm currently making $60,000 $60,000 a year. I have $23,000 in student loans and I'm saving 20% of my income towards retirement. Should I stay at home with my parents until that loan is done?"
So I want to make sure because, of course, Bo's not here, so technically nothing's working like it should be. You give me the scenarios one more time, Daniel.
So it sounds like Chris is 23, so sounds like he just graduated out of college. He's making $60,000 a year.
That's great.
He has $23K in student loans, so he followed our rule of keeping that below his first year salary.
Yep.
And he's saving 20% of his income, so he's doing great already at 23.
Yeah.
So he just wants to know if he should stay at home with his parents to get that loan paid off even sooner, or what he should do there.
Chris, this is a great question, by the way. Here's the thing. It makes me go back to, because when I graduated college, I had a good job lined up. By the way, paid a lot less, $28,000 a year as a staff accountant back in the 90s. But I was about to move. I knew I was moving in with my friends from college. A few of my roommates, we had gotten a place in Atlanta. And here's how, now this is a little different, but I think it's a good experience share. I actually lived with my parents 3 months longer so I could afford to pay cash for a recliner. I know that it's kind of silly, but it is one of those things where I think this is a valuable question, and the fact that especially with student loan debt, you're trying to figure out, hey, where do I start my life, get out there and get independence? Because there is a lot of value to you living out there, an independent life versus living with the parents. But also there's a lot of temptation is, hey, maybe I could go ahead and get this debt completely paid off because I have zero expenses while I'm living with the parents. This is one of those things, really, Chris, is I think you have to weigh what are your personal opportunities here. Because look at the financial order of operations. It sounds like you are checking a ton of the boxes. Because I imagine at 23 making $60,000 and you've already said that you're saving 20%. I got to believe you've already filled up the emergency bucket. That's the first place I'd step. I didn't hear any credit card debt. I only heard you talking about student loan debt. And assuming right now student loan debt doesn't even have an interest bearing in the building in the background, it's more of a low interest debt that's just sitting out there. So I think you're already somehow, even at a young age, you're already getting up to the higher steps of the financial order of operations, and the fact that look at your Roth IRA, because I'm hoping you've maxed that. That's part of your max out strategy. And then you can look at the retirement and the three buckets. But I think you're perfectly fine if you have a great opportunity to move out and that would make your quality of life better. I think you've done what you need to. Now you can fine tune this plan where if maybe you want to stay with the parents a few months early, a few months longer so you can pay down debt to a level. Maybe you're trying to get it down to below $20,000 or you have some personal goal. You have the freedom, but I can already tell you have the most important ingredient of discipline and deferred gratification figured out. So I think you've won the opportunity, the keys to your freedom to go out there and live your best life.